Before we jump in today, take a breath with me. Inhale, let your lungs fill, hold it, let the tension rise to the surface. Exhale, and let it all go. This is your pause, your sacred moment between the noise of yesterday and the intention of today. You are here not by accident, not by coincidence. You pressed play because a part of you is ready. Ready for more, ready for truth, ready for change. So before the momentum of motivation kicks in, I want to ask you something. What would your life look like if fear didn't have a vote? What decisions would you make? What dreams would you finally chase? What version of yourself would step forward unapologetically? Because today, we're not just talking about fear, we're meeting it eye to eye, and we are reminding it who's really in charge. This moment, right now, is your reset. A fresh page, a deep breath, a quiet yes to your power.
The following is rated TV MA and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome back to Talk Radio, your weekly shot of motivation and mindset fuel. I know the pre-opening was a little weird. You know, I'm not that great at that type of stuff. But I try my best to motivate y'all, get y'all feeling good and stuff. But I'm your host, and today is Monday, April 14th, 2025. Now, let me hit you with something real quick. We are already 28.49% through the year of 2025. That's 14 weeks and 6 days, 104 days total, which breaks down to 2,496 hours, 149,760 minutes, and yes, 8,985,600 seconds you've already lived this year. And here's the kicker. You'll never get those seconds back. But what you can do, starting now, is decide how you'll use the seconds ahead. So let me ask you something. What have you done with your time so far? What have you started? What have you avoided? And more importantly, what has fear stopped you from doing? The idea you haven't shared, or that idea you haven't shared, that conversation you keep putting off, that dream you told yourself was too big or too late. Yeah, we're going there today. Okay, here's some action steps. How to move forward even when you're scared. Number one, name it. Get painfully specific. I'm scared is too vague to fight. But I'm scared they'll laugh. I'm scared I'll fail. I'm scared I'll be exposed. That's something you can actually work with. Naming your fear doesn't make it stronger. It makes you stronger. Because what we don't name, we can't tame. And what we refuse to face only grows louder in the dark. So say it out loud. Write it down. Speak it to a mirror. Whatever it takes to bring it out of your head and into the light. Number two, do it small. Fear thrives in overwhelm. The all or nothing mindset, that's its favorite playground. So break it down. Send one DM. Record 10 seconds of your message. Sketch out the idea without editing yourself. Tiny steps builds momentum. And fear hates momentum. Because once you're in motion, it's harder to stop. Progress, no matter how small, silences the voice of doubt, one whisper at a time. Number three, feel the fear and go anyway. Look, fear might not disappear, and honestly, that's okay. You don't need to wait for it to go away. You just need to stop letting it drive you. Fear can ride in the back seat, but you are at the wheel. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's movement in spite of it. So take the meeting, post the content, share the idea. Go, even if your hands are shaking. Number four, rewire the story. Fear is a terrible storyteller. It exaggerates the danger. It downplays your resilience. It writes worst-case scenarios like it's a Netflix original. Time to rewrite the script. Ask better questions. What if this actually works? What if I grow in ways I never expected? What if I'm more ready than I realize? When you change the story, you change the stakes. Number five, anchor in your why. Fear is loud, but your why can be louder. What do you care about so deeply that you're willing to feel scared and still show up? Let your purpose pull you forward. Let your vision become a megaphone that drowns out the doubt. Because when your why is big enough, the fear starts to look a lot smaller. Your next breakthrough is on the other side of action. Not perfect action, not fearless action, just forward action. Okay, real life fear fighters. Let's talk about people who could have let fear win, but didn't. People who stared fear in the face and walked forward anyway. Not because they were fearless, but because their purpose was louder than their panic. First, Issa Rae started with awkward web videos. No Hollywood backing, no big name sponsors, just a camera, a concept, and a commitment to tell stories no one else was telling. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't shrink because the industry had no space for her. She created the space she wanted to see. Today, she's producing, writing, acting, owning her lane, and opening doors for others to do the same. Her fear could have kept her invisible instead. But she became unmissable. Next, Trevor Noah. Born during apartheid South Africa, to a black mother and a white father, a union that was literally illegal. He lived with labels before he even had a chance to speak. But he didn't let fear define his story. He turned pain into power, turned confusion into curiosity, and turned comedy into connection. He rose from local clubs to a global stage, bringing truth, laughter, and light to millions. Fear was part of his origin, but not his outcome. Next, Brené Brown. She studied vulnerability, then had to live it. Her TED Talk was never supposed to go viral, but when it did, she panicked. Her deepest insecurities out in the open. Her research wasn't just data anymore, it was personal. And she almost pulled back. Almost let the fear of being too much shut her down. But instead, she leaned in, she stood in the spotlight, flaws, fear, and all. And she became the voice of authenticity in a world drowning in perfectionism. Next, Chadwick Boseman. Before he was Black Panther, he was a struggling actor, saying no to roles that didn't reflect truth, even when the money was low, even when the chances were rare. Because courage isn't just about what you take, it's about what you're willing to walk away from. And Chadwick, he walked tall. He chose dignity over desperation. He chose impact over instant success. His legacy wasn't built in one moment. It was built in every bold no that made room for his powerful yes. Fear visited them all, whispered to each one, "You're not ready. You're not enough. You'll lose everything." But they didn't unpack and stay. They didn't bow to the noise. They moved anyway, shaky knees and all. And because they did, the world's a better place. As we wrap up today, let me leave you with this. Fear is loudest right before the leap. It shouts, it shakes, it distracts. But you were born to soar. You weren't built to shrink. You weren't made to be silent. You are here to make a mark, a dent, a difference. Take that step. Make that move. Speak the truth. Do it scared, but do it anyway. Can I be real with you for a second? Last week, I almost gave up on talk radio. Yeah, after everything. After all the late nights, the planning, the passion, I hit a wall. Fear came knocking, and this time it wasn't subtle. It asked, is this still worth it? Is anyone even listening? Does this even matter anymore? And I'll be honest, for a moment, I believed all those lies. I started drafting the maybe I'm done speech. Started convincing myself that stepping away was wise, not weak. But then one message came in. One listener, one voice that said, this helped me. That reminder, it cracked the wall, it let the light back in. Because that's the power of staying, of continuing, of choosing purpose over panic. So if you're standing at your own wall right now, if you're tired or doubting or one breath away from walking away, let me be the voice in your ear. Keep going. You don't have to be fearless. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to stay in motion. Some days that'll look like a bold sprint. Other days, a trembling step. But either way, it counts. You've got this. Not because it's easy, but because you're ready. Your future is on the other side of fear, and you are so much closer than you think. Thank you for spending your time with me on Talk Radio Motivational Monday, Season 2, Episode 67. If this episode spoke to you, share it. Text it to someone who's standing at the edge. Post it. Tag it. Let someone know they're not alone. Let's keep building this community of courageous voices, of people who feel the fear and move anyway. I had to read that twice. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and above all, be unstoppable. Keep going in your journey in life. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, shoot for it, go for it. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let things in your head talking about you're not good enough for this, you can't do this. Don't let those things stop you. I almost did. And now that I look back, I'm like, why? Why? I'm in Season 2, Episode 67 of this thing. Why just give up and be like, nope, no more? No, I'm pushing forward. I still have things I can talk about on this show. I still have growing to do on this show. I still have growing to do with my business, my little Crow Rules Entertainment business I'm trying to build. All about entertainment, live streaming, other different projects that I'm building up and stuff in my future. Just keep going forward with what you want to do in your life. Don't give up. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're not good enough, especially yourself. Because, fear will lie. As it's said earlier in this program, fear lies. But I just encourage you all to keep going, keep fighting, keep building what you're trying to build. If you have a passion for something, go for it. And just give it all you got. But for now, I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry this episode might be a little bit short, but sweet and kind of, to the point, and trying to motivate y'all while motivating myself. We're all in this together. Everybody has those fears. So we all got to stick together and encourage each other to be like, keep going. Don't let fear stop you. We got this. As the human race, we got this. We all should work together instead of fighting against each other. The world would be a much better place. But I will see you guys tomorrow on Trending Tuesday. So I hope you enjoyed Motivational Monday. Might not have been the best episode so far on the show, but I'm working on things, trying to get better. Some episodes will be short and sweet, some will be long and expanded. Okay, it all depends on what the subject is and what my mood is, how things flow. But it's cool. Short videos, long videos, just trying to grow, as you all should too. Peace out. Much love. See you tomorrow on Trending Tuesday.